Hello and welcome to the podcast formerly known as the Graeyzone. You could call us the Sellout Zone now, the PewDiePie Zone now.
No, we're not the PewDiePie Zone first.
Zone now.
I wish we were the PewDiePie Zone. That's making money.
We're going after PewDiePie eventually.
Eventually, we'll get there. How long did it take for PewDiePie to blow up?
Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
We're coming for
We're
you,
gonna
PewDie.
beep.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Wait for the next video. Anyways,
Now that we've blown our load with being as funny as we're gonna be.
No, I'm not. We're not starting like that.
No?
No.
Why?
we are starting like that.
Alright. Hi. Welcome to the Graeyzone.
We already did this part. My name's Rob. What's your name?
My name's Silas.
My name's Raouf.
My name's Christian.
Okay. Silas, what are we talking about?
Today we are bandwagoning off of, I'm sure you've heard of it, Among Us.
Us?
No, the game. By
there is one
Big Mammoth
imposter in between us.
Is that the Naughty
there
Dog game?
Yeah.
Last
yes.
Among Us.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there was
You already did
only
a video.
one person who showed up late today, and he's been a bit different.
And he's wearing red.
He's acting sus.
He's pretty sus. Vote him out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm out.
Alright. You're out.
Oh, we actually have good colors. Red, blue, gray.
Epstein.
Alright, y'all. This is a wild intro.
Wild
But
chat.
if we take 5 seconds, Silas will introduce the topic, and then we'll start talking about something that's not Epstein or killing PewDiePie.
So today we are discussing our personal playthroughs of our when we play Among Us, the popular game, and the philosophies behind how we do imposter versus how we do crewmate. And I would actually like to intro that today my boss, who every day we have a meeting, right? He showed us a meme, and it was an Among Us meme. And I was like, how do you know about this? He's old, he's got children, you know. And he's like, yeah. And then a lot of people recognized it at the meeting.
Wow. This morning, I yelled at my boss.
Well, two very different worlds there.
I'm envious. I wish he showed me an Among Us meme.
Well, to say the least, we helped explain to the old boomers what Among Us is. And it's quite a fun game. I've played it a couple handfuls of times at this point. And there's always a clear way, difference between how people play imposter versus how they play as a crewmate. So I wanted to talk to you guys, because you guys have all played it as well. I played with all of you guys at multiple times.
Who's the best player you know, though?
Who's the best player here? It's probably you, Rob.
Yeah, it's me by a long
I
shot.
was going to say, your philosophies. Why don't you start? What are your philosophies behind...
Well, I'll do one. We should each do one, and then each... Because I don't want to talk for
Absolutely.
18 minutes straight.
No.
It's not gonna be that long. I'll give my crewmate tactics. I have 3 crewmate tactics. 1, to bum rush all of my tasks, and I just ignore everything that goes on. Reactor, don't care. I'm doing lights. Or not lights. I'm doing electrical.
No.
Lights, nope. I'm doing trash. That's one method. That method is like my less serious gameplay, because I can just do tasks if I die. So that's like, if I'm being casual, I just kind of rush tasks. If I'm being a try-hard boner, I try to stick with people and do tasks conveniently, but
Right.
I'll quit doing tasks if that person starts to move, so I can stay as close to them as possible. It's kind of a riskier strategy, because if that person's the imposter, they could third imposter you, or they could kill you. But usually with the people I've played with, I can tell
Who's
in their
imposter
voice
and not.
inflections
Right.
and how they do their tasks. I can watch the task bar go up. That's try hard. I'm trying to be Sherlock fucking Holmes crewmate. But I don't like to do that too much because I feel like an asshole. And then my third way of playing is like a hybrid of the two. All right, I don't want to get clowned on, but at the same time, I'm gonna do my tasks, and I'm not gonna group, because if you group all the time, it ruins the game for the imposters. And I don't want to just be try hard, win every game. So I'll if there's a clump, I'll try not to clump.
Okay.
That intentionally, so that way it's more fun.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I
so
mean...
that's my crewmate philosophy.
I
Come back for my
do...
imposter philosophy.
I do see the appeal to bum rushing all the tasks.
Yeah. Oh, another thing that we talked about earlier before the episode, my opinion on going to reactor and going to lights.
Oh, no, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that later.
So, my philosophy as a
Christian.
crewmate is, immediately as the game starts, I go and I run off to my furthest task, and I go along the wall.
Just go down the wall.
I go in a box formation along generally I won't cut through. I find that way I'm a lot less likely to get ganked that way. Because if somebody is starting to follow me, I notice it more than if I'm cutting through. If I cut through, people can it's
It can
harder
just be
to
coincidence that they're there.
Yeah. With that in mind, if I see anybody, I immediately make it very noticeable. I run around them. So I will like spin around them so that they know I'm most likely not the imposter. I mean, there's some double think there that you can do. But B, if they are the imposter, it's gonna look super suspicious if they just suddenly like start following me like that. Because that means that they are intentionally doing that.
Right.
If they do, then I immediately rush emergency call if somebody is following me like that.
That's an interesting thing. At what point do you call?
At one point, if somebody has followed me for more than like 2 rooms...
But what if they're trying to clear you? What if they have tasks in your area?
That could be a very good third imposter trick.
But that's why I do the weird, like, I just go around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Because most likely somebody is not going... like doing that.
Yeah, you do have an interesting path with that. I'm sure some people do it that way as well, but
it's
definitely not the most of them.
It's a lot less people.
Yeah.
And then, if my tasks are done, I go to administration and I watch administration.
Admin in that. What's that ship? What's the ship called? We just call it ship level.
Yeah, I don't know the OG level.
Because
OG
I get
level.
into the computer and admin and I watch where people are.
Yeah.
So I've gotten killed there sometimes, but I've also been able to completely figure out who. I've actually been able to go in and call in an emergency meeting because of that.
No, yeah, you can see because if someone's in electrical and then immediately goes into med bay.
So,
Boof.
You're asking a lot of me right now.
how do you play crewmate?
Look, first of all, I probably play this game a lot less than you guys do.
very
Second of all, look, I am a gamer with a capital G, the kind that rises up against society. I see a list of tasks I'm asked to accomplish. The goal is to accomplish the tasks.
Brain off, tasks on.
Yes. That's
The
what
inner
every
gamer
other
in you.
game in the history of the universe has taught me to do.
Really?
Do tasks.
Do task in the most straightforward way possible?
Yes. Unless it's Hitman, in which
Brain
case I have to
off,
drop a
task
swordfish
on, baby.
on a guy from the top of the fucking Empire State Building. Look, it seems to me, well, it's okay. Like I said, I don't play the game enough to know the meta of the game, right? So what I try to do is brain off, tasks on. Surely the little green bar will go up high enough eventually for us to win.
You know,
That's the ultimate goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
what I'll say is the reason I kind of run around people like that is I actually do that at LARPing because people are after me all the time because of the type of character I play.
Yeah, you're an ogre. Everyone's after
half
an
orc.
Half. I'm sorry.
But
My
I will
apologies.
actually, if I see somebody and I don't know them, I'll like do a circle around them and I'll run around them and run off into the woods. And
You
people
look
are
so
like,
sus. Oh my
I
God.
do,
Very sus.
I do,
You're very
but
sus.
it's
You're very sus. See, that's how
I've
and-
never
and
died.
Playing with you, no. We've gotten you.
no. I'm at LARPing.
Oh well, LARPing. Okay. Well, I hope you didn't die in real life.
Look, the green bar goes up. That's a dopamine hit. When I get accused
You know,
of
like
being
good drug, that good green bar.
when I get accused of being the imposter by other people, I usually just cry and scream and get really mad. And then when they kick me out, I tell them to go fuck themselves, and I'm glad they'll lose.
That is the meta right there.
Here, I have the
That is
biggest meta breaking thing. If you're on voice chat, you're just like, if I am X thing, or sorry,
If it's not me, then X.
Yeah, if it's not me, if it's not him, then vote me next.
no. I will say, if you're gonna vote me off and it's not me, then you owe me $5, and people hate that.
Oh,
They
fuck that. I'll
hate
vote you
that.
off just because of that. Like, give
Yeah.
me
Well,
$5.
I don't know. You don't have to shake on that.
Yeah, I didn't
There's no
agree to
digital
this.
handshake there. No signature.
Voting you off anyways.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes me vote you off quicker. Peace out, bitch.
Oh, you're in it for money?
All I do is get so fucking mad when I get accused of being the imposter when I'm not, because I am
Well,
the most
everyone
innocuous person. Like I said, I play to the tasks and try to get a win
Brain
that
off,
way.
task on.
Yeah.
Right.
And then everyone's like, whoa, where the fuck were you when this shit happened? Like, I don't fucking know. I was probably just playing the game somewhere. You fucking
that's
assholes.
So it's funny. So all three of you guys have stuck to a more personable, like interpersonal strategy, one reliant to your case specifically, right? And as a crewmate, you're a part of a group. One of my plays I do, so I do like, you know, the task run, the bump. Like, I like that dopamine hit too.
I told you that's like only if I'm not playing serious.
Right.
Otherwise,
right.
I'm like group city.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something to do. But the other thing I like to do is I actually like to try and bait people out for the good of the community. And I'll be like, oh, well, I'm going to tail this guy, or I'm going to tail that guy. I'll say that in the chat so people understand that.
I do that too, yeah.
Yeah, it's soggy nips, brown with the toilet paper on his head.
Actually, I'm always brown.
Or I'm white. I'm either brown or white. White with the toilet paper on my head. Is following
Reflects
around.
your origins.
You're purple a lot.
I'm following around either.
Purple quite a bit.
That's my name. My name is purple. My color is brown.
No, I've seen you play purple before, though.
No, that's the ultimate meta, is naming your name
Eric
a different color.
Playing purple named brown.
Yeah.
You've gotten duped. You've been duped. And as much as you know, you've been duped. I have
one of
never
our
played
friends
purple with you.
mirrors Rob's choice of name and color, and so Christian just got duped.
It worked. All that means is the
Yeah,
strategy has
bamboozled.
worked.
The oldest trick in the Among Us book.
That's what makes me the most mad is when somebody will not tell me what actual color another person is. Like it incredibly
That's Rob.
infuriates me when Rob is making accusations at people, and yet nobody will tell me. I'll be like, "What color is Rob? Like, what is his actual person color?" And people will be like, "Oh."
Well, no, you gotta get it. You know, they'll say it once, and like if you get duped, it's funny. You get a little duped, bamboozled. So I like to tail people all around, and then when I get killed, and people are like, "Oh, well, he was with this guy," then the sus is on them, and it's usually them because I can sniff out an imposter.
Sure.
I can.
Sure.
Rob, I've seen you go super detective sometimes.
Yeah. I the night we were all playing on game night, I had to like really dial it back because it was like we'd be less than a minute into the round. It was like, okay, I already know who both the imposters are, and it's like there's some mannerisms that are just so obvious. I played with my friend, a different friend group before, and it was Bosa, me, and Rich and I were in an area, and I started walking in a direction. And the way Bosa strafed, I went and called an emergency meeting, and I was like, okay, it's Bosa. And he's like, what? And I was like, I already know how your movement patterns are, and the way you did this exact movement indicates to me that you're an imposter.
How? Like,
so when he's crewmate, he'll do a short wiggle, like tap, 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 to get you to follow him, so he can clear a task. But he did a long, like a tap right, tap left, which is longer, which is aggression, and when he does that as an imposter, what he's doing is he's walking towards you to see if anyone's behind you, and then he starts walking away because there's someone with me. And it gave it away, so I went and I called the meeting, I called him imposter, and I was right, and the round ended with 0 deaths.
You need a pipe.
Yeah.
And a nice funky hat, Mr.
Yeah. So,
Mr. Holmes, sir.
I try not to do that as much. I just try to inebriate myself when I play sometimes. But I try not to do it as much because it's no fun for anybody else.
You need to play against my brother. Who's playing against my
Yusuf?
brother?
I have.
My brother's fucking...
He's nuts.
No, he's not, because he constantly gets screwed over because of how he acts in the chat.
Oh, well, see, yeah, that's the other
That-
thing.
Well, yeah,
That can fuck you over because I'll tell you the exact gameplay and why I have a hard time playing with our friends. If people are imposter, they literally wait for me to be alone for 0.01 seconds and they kill me immediately.
Well, yes, that's what happens to
I'm
my
like
brother.
first dead every game, and if I am imposter, I get voted off first every game because just why not vote Rob off?
Well, yeah, there have been times
I'm a good
where-
imposter too, but
Yeah.
I don't get to play imposter.
That's why we vote my brother off immediately sometimes. Just can we just not because we think he's the imposter necessarily, at
because
least.
he's gonna Sherlock Holmes you.
No, but because he's annoying. So
But he's also sometimes
He's
he's
annoying.
bad at Sherlock Holmes.
Alright.
Like sometimes he's really good, but other times he does these really weird accusations. He'll catch some type of tell that probably wasn't actually a tell, and he'll stick to that red herring.
Oh.
So, reactor, oxygen.
Oh, we didn't talk about our imposter moves.
No. We can talk about this first.
Okay,
Let's talk about this first.
Reactor,
As a
oxygen.
crewmate, yeah. Do you go and
and-
do this, or do you
lights.
not? Because Christian and I were talking earlier, and Christian said that he.
I never do reactor, nor do I do oxygen. Occasionally, every once in a while, I'll do the lights because I get annoyed.
You are the asshole that has helped me lose certain matches.
I don't do these because every single time I've tried to do them, and before I gave up, when I would show up somewhat late because I wouldn't go like immediately. There's time. I'd show up late, and people would be like, "You showed up late. You were waiting for us. You're the imposter."
You're
And then,
typical Christian.
and
IRL late, in-game late, sus all the time.
then when I would go, and the other times, I would get killed.
No, well, just gotta watch out for
So I
those
just
imposters.
don't do it. And if we lose because of it, I'm okay with that. But my win-lose ratio because of that, I've never lost because of the reactor or the oxygen because somebody
will.
else has always done it, and I've continued my task. And sometimes I'll even pop in near the end there and figure out who the imposter is because sometimes it's really easy during those situations to figure that out.
That's true.
All right, Boof, what do you do for those?
Look.
Your taskbar Jesus. So
Look.
I assume you just go
There's
there.
a fucking thing going, weep woo, weep woo, and all the lights are flashing and shit. It's like, holy fuck.
Take care of it.
Look, you have the bystander theory as well. Some of my friends are assholes and some of them are dumb, so if I don't go... I've lost because of oxygen before.
I have too. Plenty of times.
I've won because of oxygen before.
So it's like, these guys are too dumb or assholes, so you gotta go do it.
That's Christian. He's an asshole.
I'll start heading over there. In
At like, what,
a-
5 seconds?
like I will time it so that I can get there and do it if I need to.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes.
What about you, Silas?
I always solve it, because, like, no one does it. That's the thing. Boof, you and I are the people that always do it.
Every
to
time I show up
Christians.
there, there's like a clump of people there.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
me
like,
and Boof who know that
no,
you guys
there's
aren't
like
going to be
5
there.
people there. I'm like, this is bullshit. Now I'm getting accused because I show up late.
Mine is I almost never do lights because that's the easiest way to die in the game.
Yeah.
Heading towards lights, you die, whatever you are, or you're in a stack on lights and you die, and you always look sus when you're doing lights, and everyone's always in the box everyone's got to flick them at the same time so it takes longer. I never do lights. I just keep fucking doing tasks like, fuck the lights.
Yeah.
Reactor and O2 is very dependent. How many players are left? How close am I? If I go in the opposite direction, sometimes you find the body, because the whole point of calling O2 is on the other side of the map that just killed somebody. They don't want anybody to know. Sometimes I'll go find that body. I'll go out of my way. But then it's like a good, it's just like a 60-40 split. 60% I go, 40% I go and try to be detective. And it really depends on how I'm trying to play the game. But yeah, that's my split there. This is my inner turmoil. Do I go? Do I find the body? Do I just stand here and do my tasks?
Do I stay or do I go now?
Should I stay or should I go now?
If I stay, there will be trouble.
But if I go, there will be double.
Alrighty, now let's get on to the fun part of the game. The part that fuckers online will leave for if they don't get.
Oh, well, how obnoxious can you possibly be?
How obnoxious. The all-important imposter role. And then we'll start with Rob. Rob, why don't you give us a synopsis of your imposter?
Alright, I won't give away too much.
Of course.
Secret.
No.
My secret imposter sauce. But my almost always goal as imposter is to establish an alibi and kill 0 people in the first 2 or 3 rounds.
So you go third imposter.
Depending on the situation, depending on who my other imposter is. Because sometimes I'll go ham and I'll just fucking rack the bodies up as quick as possible. But
Well, if you're with your boy as imposter,
yeah.
you're like, all right, let's go.
But if I'm trying to play the smart game, I'm trying to find a third imposter. Sometimes I'm trying to have fourth imposter.
Mm-hmm.
Literally trying to have as many people as can clear my name as possible. And then I play around sabotages, like doors and shit, to like, oh, fuck, we got broken up, and then I kill somebody.
Right.
I always look for vent players. Almost like I'm sitting in my head like, okay, I know this vent goes here. I'm in admin. I can pop into this vent, and that puts me closer to this vent, and I'm like looking at admin panel. Someone's in med bay. I can pop into this vent, get closer to this vent, get into electrical, get into that vent, pop into med bay, kill the person in med bay, pop back into electrical. Now I'm taking my task in electrical. Like,
Do some vent core.
I'm like trying to
hardcore
vent it out.
events.
I'm like playing sabotage to try to win. I like to do the thing where you call oxygen and you go to one half of it and you wait for someone to show up and you kill them immediately. And if nobody else comes, you win. Or, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to prey on people's weaknesses. Like our friend Julian's colorblind. And he saw someone go into the vent, but he didn't know what color. And I was like, perfect. He's colorblind. He has no idea. Like, I knew I could vent because Julian doesn't know what color I am. I can just hope he doesn't recognize what hat I have on, or that I have a guy following me around.
Devious.
Played perfectly into my trap. I know who's the weakest speaker. I can just try to like pin shit on them pretty hard.
Yeah, you
literally
you are aggressive.
I am very, like, if I get imposter, you don't get imposter very much. So if I get imposter, I do everything I possibly can to win those imposter games.
See, but that's why you're sus.
But I actually almost have a 100% win rate as imposter. I'm really good at controlling a conversation too, so I can get sus off myself. Usually, if I lose an imposter game, it's because first round happened and people are just voting me off because I've won too many games in a night.
That's true.
And then they're doing the same thing as crewmate too. So it's like it doesn't matter what I'm playing. I'm getting voted off very quickly. But I really like imposter try hard.
I will say though, what really benefits you, and I mentioned this earlier, is I will ask what color you are, and people just won't say shit.
Yeah.
And there have been times where I've known you were the imposter, like you ended up being the imposter, and I was asking what color you were so I could make an argument and say I saw this, but nobody will actually like participate in the conversation on the Discord.
I try to always play as brown but named purple.
That's your meta.
That
is the oldest trick.
But that's almost how I've played the game since it came out.
Right.
I just think it's funny.
No, it is. It's fun. And then you and Eric tag team off each
and
other.
then
Playing with you both is
and then Eric jumps in as purple named brown.
So as playing as imposter, I really liked it with this group of friends. I hated it with Du Bois TM group of friends.
Oh yeah.
Because every single time I actually got imposter, there was some really strange bullshit reason why my partner would get voted off and I would be by myself trying to win this against like 8 other people at that point. They would get voted off like the first round for something that had nothing to do with anything they suspiciously did, but had everything to do with that group of people.
We are, yeah.
And the lack of fucking IQ points to go around.
Yes.
I've played those matches. I've been there. I understand.
So that, and just, it is the most random who get voted off with that group.
No, because we'll just vote off people for the fuck of it. It's like, oh yeah, fuck you.
I also want to quickly double back. One thing I like to do, I mentioned I'll go 3 rounds without killing people. I'll also play detective in those 3 rounds, so that way I can like seem like I'm part of the crew. I'm part of the crewmates.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as much psychological warfare as I can rage.
So, if I'm an imposter, I run off the same way that I do in the beginning of like a normal crewmate, but instead of doing my normal go around the edges, I do like if you were to draw another box in there. So I swipe through like a diamond instead of the box, because you can catch people off guard a lot more easily that way. And if somebody is doing the edges, you're going in a different direction than they are, but you're still closing them into a section, and then you can corner and kill them.
Now I know how you play, so I'll be looking out for that. No, I'm sure it's a lot more nuanced when it is a lot more nuanced when you actually play, but
like usually if I'm the imposter, I'm not, especially in the very beginning when I first started playing, I was not very good at actually killing people because I didn't have a mouse. And I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. No, you need a mouse.
But as I've gotten better at it, usually I'm able to pin it on other people and make it happen in other ways. But when everybody clumps together, I fall apart. I can't do anything when people clump.
I'm actually, that's one of my like strong suits is like breaking clumps.
Yeah, getting that door play in.
But not even that, just like convincing people it's other people.
Usually I'll be in near the end and then get voted off through attrition. But an irritant to me is when, because I like longer plays, is when my partner blows their cover immediately and then there's just one person. So then you have to try to corner people now they've clumped because of the situation.
Right.
And playing with their group of friends, Rauf's group of friends,
And me.
Yusuf, his brother, sets the kill command to some absurdly high number, and so it makes it very difficult to actually play, because the way his brother plays is he plays the psychological game and tries to get people voted off as the imposter.
Right.
So he sets the kill command really high, so it like benefits him. But because I mentioned, how about we make that easier a little bit, but alter some other things, and he gets super defensive about it. So that's his play style, and so it doesn't mesh with mine at all.
It's completely opposite.
There's a video on YouTube where I kill 0 people in an imposter game. It's quality.
That is pretty quality.
Go ahead, Boof. What's your imposter? Is yours just, I see kill bar. Kill bar releases.
So I have.
I kill immediately. We're at the start.
So I didn't plan this, but I actually just happen to have a picture open on my browser right now that is a demonstration of how I play imposter. If you guys would like to crowd around, okay? You guys ready for this?
Yes. Well, that picture has to go into the video.
No, 100% needs to be there.
Why don't you give us a description of that lovely photo?
Look! You have a fucking subhuman ape with a cube.
You're able to murder.
Kill cooldown's 22 seconds and you're using every one of them.
I'll be the first to admit I am fucking horrible at playing imposter. About 99% of the time I've won imposter games, it's because I was carried. There'd be games where I killed no one. Now, it's just, I guess, because I don't even really know the maps very well. I don't know where people tend to want to go. So I'm bad at, like, circling the wagons and shit.
You're just sort of like, unga boonga kill, I can kill.
Well, not even that. If anything, I'm actually a little timid about hitting the kill button because through my mind, I'm like, oh, what if some guy just saw this guy come through here and saw me pop out, and they're like, oh, what the fuck were you doing? I'm like, fuck, maybe I should just, like, not kill him.
So you're the silent imposter.
You know, there have been games where I got 0 kills and my partner was there. Now, when it comes to the talking out,
Keep going.
people would be like, what am I looking at?
Oh my god, you blew it.
There's more work for Boof editing it.
Yeah.
Rip, when people would say, oh, are you the imposter, Boof? I'd be like, no.
Convincing argument.
But I have a story to tell. My methods of play are not worth hearing. But let me tell you a story about a time where it was one imposter, which is me. And I just wondered to myself if this would be true. I don't remember if you were there for this game. I killed no one throughout the entire game. I killed no one. And I just, kind of bumbled about, and everyone was doing their tasks, and, like, the green bar was going up and up, and they were this close to winning through tasks. This close.
There's a small amount that Rogue is holding up.
But then, I think it was my brother who hit the emergency button.
And they started executing everybody.
No.
There was a time that happened too. Where
Maybe.
Oh, hold on.
But the way it was my brother hit the emergency button and he was like, I think it's Boof. And everyone was like, why? I don't remember what bullshit reason he gave, but he said, I think it's Boof. So they voted me out. And I was the imposter. But I had killed no one. And they were about to win through tasks. Which tells you something about the nature of man. Okay? Like, they could have won without killing anyone. I wasn't killing anyone. They could have very easily just did their jobs, won, and that would have been the game.
Wait. But there's also there's 2 things here to keep in mind.
Pride.
A, the taskbar being almost complete shows that man likes to, like, just do their work. But then eventually man gets bored and must require blood sport.
That's what I was getting at.
First, it is we do work. Because they didn't try to do this earlier, right?
No.
It went on, and then it was just a certain point where they're like, Yes, everything is
Blood.
successful,
We need
but
blood.
we need blood.
Yeah.
Was I in that game? Because I actually remember.
No.
I was gonna say, I think I remember this because I remember being almost done with tasks, calling a meeting, and then voting someone off, saying they're obviously the imposter because they haven't killed anybody.
No. It wasn't with you.
I was there. I was there. I remember that play because it was funny. 'Cause, no one was doing anything. We're just doing tasks the entire time. And then Raouf, this was probably like one of the first couple times you were playing as imposter then. Because this is a little while ago. And I just remember your brother being like, oh, it's him. And they were like, okay. And we all voted you off because what did we have to lose, right? Also, Christian's right. Blood.
People need to see
Blood.
people die.
Let's
It doesn't
riot.
matter how well something is going.
That's
The people get bored.
That's the American motto in a war that we're not going to talk about.
It tells you so much.
Vietnam.
Another one too.
So that's interesting. You're just kind of like, all right, imposter. As imposter myself, I find that I definitely stick to the third imposter type of deal because I really want to fool people, right? I want to be on someone's side until the very end at least, and then be like, listen, we're boys, man. Come on, we've been chilling this entire round. Let's vote that person off. And he's just like, all right. Vote him off, loses because we're the only two left. And I'm like, listen, man, I'm sorry. I had to do it. But also, one of the plays I like to do is immediately off rip, I like to go do the common task. Whatever it is, because a lot of people are going to go to it, whether it's card swipe.
Like you have to. If you're playing with a seasoned group of people, you have to go.
You have to do common tasks.
You gotta do the keys.
You gotta do the keys. You gotta do the keys. What's the common task on the one that we never play?
Admin swipe, keys. There's other common tasks, but those are the two big ones that are like pretty.
Yeah.
Admin swipe's not as big of a giveaway, but keys is like instantaneous giveaway. Also, I know a different meta on keys. I don't fucking.
No. You don't have to share all your secrets there. But yeah, so then killing people. I mean, it really depends on who I'm with, because if I'm with Rob, for example, I know that Rob and I can pull through, or Rob's friend Rich. Rich and I have done beautiful work.
Rich is a good imposter.
Yeah,
He's a good
Rich
imposter.
and I probably have
He
won
is from the
twice
island.
because we were imposter twice.
The island?
Yeah, he's from Epstein's Island.
Oh,
He's talking about how beautiful it is in these works of art that he's creating.
What?
He's talking about hanging out with the rich.
What? What's up?
Hanging out with the rich.
Oh, no, I thought you said your friend Rich. No, I'm not from Epstein's Island.
Not from there. I just go there.
No, anyways.
He doesn't have his place of residence there.
What? Anyways, as imposter, I do like to get people, if I'm playing with, someone, I don't know, someone's girlfriend, like Christian, your girlfriend. If I play imposter with her, for example, I would probably go...
I like how you said someone's girlfriend. You look at me, you look at Rob, and you're like, okay, Christian's girlfriend.
These losers don't have girlfriends.
Half of us are not in relationships, so...
All the
But half of us are in a relationship.
Yes.
So, is the glass half empty or is the glass half full? Think
Glass
about that, audience members.
Glass is half
Christian, you're kind of sus for saying something. So yeah, if I'm playing with someone that I'm not so versed with, or I don't want to go ape shit with, I will definitely play it safe, and fix tasks or fix
appreciate
problems.
that you don't want to go ape shit with my girlfriend. It means a lot to me.
You're welcome, Christian. And from one
I'll go ape
person,
shit with anyone's girlfriend in Among Us.
Oh.
But that's also not my playstyle, so.
It's just the fucking...
Just a fucking picture.
You have a lot of editing to do.
Also an uncensored picture of Silas at the keyboard.
Silas without his sweaters on.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got that picture.
I'm sorry, we were going after Silas a lot tonight. Go after me, guys. Come on, it's okay.
Oh, it's okay. I mean,
this episode's almost over. We'll get you in the next one.
yeah. So, you gotta say, playing imposters is probably the favorite part, but like that goes without saying.
Yeah, everybody already knows that. Anything they want to throw on?
Yeah, I do actually.
Rauf.
Look, I like the idea of Among Us. I like this social kind of, you need to know how to outwit people through your speech. You sort of need to know how to divide and conquer if you're the imposter, right? If you're not the imposter, you need to notice little habits of behavior, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate those things. And I understand the reason the game's popular is because its interface is really simple.
Yes.
Like, it's the fucking tasks you do are like flash games
Well, and it's
for
invigorating.
like babies.
And it's invigorating.
And we can have a whole nother conversation, but I actually think people miss Flash games.
Oh, that's another topic
Yeah, that
for
is
another
another
time.
topic for sure.
But all that, so that's why it's popular, right?
You're right.
I kind of wish the concept of the game, like the general concept, was applied to like.
Oh, there is though.
What?
It's called Gary's Mod Trouble in
Well-
Paris Town.
Oh my god.
I'm serious though. That Among Us is a much more simplified version of TTT.
Yeah, and I've seen that play before.
I haven't. I'd like to check that out because I was gonna say I'd like to see it applied to a more sophisticated engine, right? Like the mechanical execution of the kills.
Can be different with more involvement of the program that it's running on.
Yeah, like now of course you have to fucking like shut up. Shut up. You have to fucking know how to draw out the victims, all these things, blah blah blah, right?
Right.
But you kill someone by tapping a button on the screen.
True.
And I wish, like, I'm thinking about the Hitman engine. I wish any of you had played Hitman.
I played Hitman.
Have you? Which
Yes.
one?
3 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
Which one was that?
2017.
It was just called Hitman.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's just called Hitman. But
Okay. So you know what that game looks like, right? Could you
Yes.
imagine something like Among Us in that kind of game engine where you have so many different tools and like
Yes.
weapons and things?
TTT.
I want to check that out.
it'd be fun.
And there's other games that are like that too. There's
But they're not $5.
no.
They're not
No,
$5,
they're not-
and not everybody can run them.
Right.
Not everyone can run them, and
Or
like
they
I
look
said,
like shit because the graphics are really old, and so people are less inclined to play them.
But well, like Move said,
Yeah.
it's popular because it's easy.
yes.
But it'd be fun for us gamers to
Right,
get a
so-
stab at a more complicated version.
Yes.
Yes, Christian, you don't have to mention it again. We'll play it. But
Well, you guys ever played the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer?
No, I have not.
no.
That was one
This
of
is
the
my
few
opinion on
fun
Assassin's
parts.
Creed. All of them except for 3.
Is it the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is fun?
There you go. That's all the Assassin's
But
Creeds.
that's just the thing. Like when I play Among Us, that's all I could think of. Is I wish that there was like more meat to the bones. Do you see what I mean?
You want
but that's not
you
what
want to feel more like a killer instead of just pressing a button.
Have you? I know this is even less of a game, but have you played games like Mafia or
Yes.
or have you played Resistance with us, like the card game?
No.
Secret Hitler.
Secret
I actually
Hitler is
like
fun.
Resistance.
No, I'm just naming off the games
yes.
that everybody always says. Secret Hitler, One
Secret
Night
Hitler.
Werewolf. Have you played those games?
Well, even something like poker has like this social element to it, right? And I'm good at poker, or at least I'm good with
Yeah,
the
but
fucking
there's
chromosome
a-
deficient people I play with.
It's really easy to be good against me.
There's a difference between poker because poker is, more wild, I guess. No pun intended. Whereas
It has more variables.
It has
Poker
more variables. Whereas, Among Us, it's actually asymmetrical warfare, if you think about it.
Yes.
But the way that it's balanced is done so where either side can get an edge up at any point. And that's what's pretty cool about this game. Is that there's tons of different plays, tons of different games.
And when it comes down to it, this is actually a really good point. Well done asymmetrical games will top symmetrical games any day of the week.
Any day. Blow them out of the water all the
Because
time.
They have so much more diversity and interesting gameplay to them than games where it is symmetrical and it's just a race against time. Because a race against time is just, you're trying to complete. It would be like if you had 2 games of Among Us going, no imposters, and it was just whoever completed their task first.
Right. No,
That's
I get
not
it.
as
It's not as invigorating. It's not
Yeah.
as exhilarating.
Once
I
you
should
get behind in a game like that, there's not a lot of coming back.
say. Right.
Anyways,
That's all I want to say.
yeah, I was gonna say I feel like
Nice.
we're wrapped up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
any
that
any
was
closing comments?
Uh,
Rob's always sus. That's my closing comment.
my closing comment is Rich. I'm still sorry about that day I made you third imposter, and I've never heard you so sad in your entire life. And you literally let out a sigh and went, I thought I could trust you. And sometimes I see that in my dreams and I feel bad.
The best thing I've seen from Rob's playthrough, which is on his channel, is when we got him to storm out because we killed him so fast.
Oh my god, the game started, I took 2 steps, Rich called a meeting and said, it's Rob, throw him out.
And he imposter.
No, I wasn't.
No, wasn't?
I wasn't imposter.
Oh, that's right. You weren't, and it was just so salty. Oh man.
That was my payback for making Rich cry.
But
Anyways, closing point, Christian.
I was going to say this is the type of game that, especially when you're new to it, it isn't fun because you just instantly get called imposter no matter what you are because you're not doing things in the normal meta. And I guess my point would be sometimes I really hate metas because it's always in any game you play. If you don't follow the meta, people are like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah.
That's why I play my own strats.
Play your own strats, baby. We love Among Us.
This is
Bandwagoners.
Last closing point, Among Us is for fucking casuals. Play a real game, like as I have on my Steam right now, it's on the front page for some insane reason. The Last of Waifus. It's only $2, but right now it's on sale for $139.
Oh, what a deal. You should get it.
Stay tuned for our playthrough of that.
Yeah.
The Last of Waifus.
Raul's going to play through that all by himself.
Konnichiwa Games.
Alright.
Thank you for listening. Like, comment, blah, 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 all that stuff. Have a good
This
day.
has been the Graeyzone.